Hey everybody, welcome to SophiMed Wellness video on easy meal prep. We're gonna take the guesswork out of it and just make it simple for you. People get so confused and stressed out about cooking and meal prepping, and we're not even call it meal prepping. We're just gonna throw some things together just to make your life easier during the week. We've got some sweet potatoes here, got some chicken tenders, chicken breast, easy microwave vegetables. And, you know, we're not sponsored by anybody. We're just going to use these vegetables. You know, there's no stigma against using frozen vegetables. They're easy to use, easy to prep. Throw them in the microwave. You can steam them, throw them in your pot. Easy to make. So we're going to start with those simple things. And I'm going to show you how to do easy instant rice. Not instant rice, but rice in the Instant Pot. Again, we don't have to overthink anything. We're just going to keep it simple and go from there. I already have the oven preheated, 400 degrees, and we're going to get started. All right. So the first thing we're going to work on tonight, and before I just want to preface that the general prep that we're going to do tonight, what we're going to prepare, will be enough to probably feed two people for probably 3 to 4 days, maybe even a week, depending on how often you eat your meals, that kind of stuff. But again, we're just going to simplify everything. But keep in mind that as you prepare these meals, folks, it's going to stay fresh in your refrigerator for 3 to 4 days. So keep food safety in mind and keep everything in your cooler at, you know, obviously your refrigerator is working well, you'll be safe, but keep your storage 3 to 4 days. 5 days is going to be kind of pushing it. So let's just keep that in mind. Starting chicken breast, pan, tin foil, little pan release spray, super simple. This will just make your life a whole lot easier. Now what we're going to do, open your chicken however you want to. I just like to use my knife. It's just a little easier. Open the edge. And again, if I didn't mention it before, I've got the oven preheated to 400 degrees. And there will be some handouts if you come to the SophiMed Wellness talk on the science of weight loss. I've got some pretty cool handouts, kind of keeping this simple. I don't want to say dumb it down, you know, just, you know, standard temperatures for cooking chicken. 400 degrees, 20-25 minutes, internal temperature of 165. Again, think of food safety. We don't want to give anybody salmonella poison. You don't want to poison you, your husband, your wife, your kids, your friends, any of that kind of stuff. So keep that in mind, everyone. So again, just laying the chicken out on the pan. Roast me in the comments if you want for how I'm laying the chicken down. I don't mind. Okay, so we're back. I washed my hands, clean hands. A little bit of pan spray on top of the chicken if you want. You can use olive oil if you want. You can toss your chicken breast in a bowl with a little bit of olive oil. Use your seasonings of your liking. Again, we're not sponsored by anybody in this video. Use salt and pepper. Use dill. Use basil. Italian seasoning. Use mustard if you want to. Mustard and dill is a really good seasoning. Kind of keeps your chicken from being bland, right? You know. So again. Anything to keep your chicken from being boring, right? Today, babe, what do you want to use tonight?
We're going to use, what are our choices?
Well, let's see. We've got the usual roasted chicken, some Dano stuff, salt, pepper, vegetable, carne asada. Roasted chicken, it is.
And then the other two is chef's choice.
Chef's choice, okay. So, you know, season your chicken however you want to. I usually just season the top. You know, just go, and don't be afraid to get crazy with it, you know. We don't want bland food. Bland food sucks, right? You know? We'll use some Dano's Primo. Why not? A little, it's got like salt and garlic and pepper and all sorts of goodies in there, right? Good stuff. So, oven's preheated. I'm going to throw it right in the oven. Here we go. And again, 20 after 7. Cook this for about 20-25 minutes and we're good to go. We're going to cook sweet potatoes. Super simple, nice and easy. Again, 400 degrees in your oven. The reason I'm saying that is your oven's already preheated for your chicken. We're gonna cook the sweet potatoes, same temperature, same time, super easy. Spray your pan, as always. Same knife, using my chicken. Don't worry, I did wash it. If you guys are really paying attention, again, we really want to work on food safety. Watch your cross-contamination, guys. Obviously, this is a clean cutting board. My chicken came out of my pack right to the pan earlier. So right now, we still have a clean cutting board. So I like to cut the ends off the sweet potatoes. Gives you a nice clean working space. Cut them in half. Again, doesn't have to be too perfect. Just some rough chops here. Just looking for a little bit of a dice. Now what I'll do here is I'll pull the rest of these out. Get them ready for next time. I'll toss these in my bowl. And I'll continue the process till I have them all cut. All right, through the magic of filming, I have now cut 4 sweet potatoes up. See, they're nice and diced. There's a kind of rough chop. They don't have to be equally, you know, 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch. I just have fun with it. Keep it casual. Again, we're just going to roast them on a pan anyway. I have already sprayed my pan because, again, pan release, any kind of release you want, pan spray, just a name. It's going to make your life a little bit easier. So for these, a little bit of olive oil. Mix them up a little bit. We're just going to go salt and pepper with the sweet potatoes tonight. Because no matter what you do, hey. That'll be an edit. That might be an edit. I might leave it in. Who knows? You guys might see that mistake there. But again, whatever you're cooking with, folks, remember salt and pepper are always your best friends. They really are. You gotta season your food, right? You know, nobody likes bland, boring food. If you know you're following a specific diet, nutrition plan, say you're working with a personal trainer and you're doing, you know, the chicken and rice and steamed vegetables, and you're really watching your macros and dialing it in, right? You know, and there's nothing wrong with chicken and rice and vegetables. It's a great bodybuilder's diet, or whatever kind of diet you want to call it, or nutrition plan, however you want to call it. But you've got to elevate your food a little bit with seasonings, and we'll get to a little portion here in a little bit about, we're going to talk about some low calorie dressings and some sauces to take these different varieties of meals we'll make out of these and kind of elevate it a little bit to keep the boring out of it, right? So a little mix. Just lost one. That's okay. As long as we'll get that later. And right into your pan. Get that back on there. Right onto the pan. Perfect fit, right? Oven, 400 degrees, along with the chicken, right? Okay. Perfect. So, okay, next we're going to do is the rice in the Instapot. Again, the Instapot is great. If you don't have an Instapot, you know, the stovetop method is great. You know, it's always a 2-to-1 ratio. Bring it to a boil and simmer it, cover it and simmer it about 20 minutes. That's usually the standard. I call it the old-fashioned stovetop method. You can always give it a Goog if you're unsure. But if you have an Instapot, man, these things are great. You can make chilies out of them. You can make soups. You can brown burger in them. I mean, they're really versatile. I use ours for rice. I cook chicken in ours. I'll do a recipe here in the future. I do an enchilada chicken with ours, a barbecue chicken. I mean, we do tons of stuff in Instapot. It's really great. Today, we're just going to do rice. Super easy. Here we go. I always start with 2 cups of rice. That's about what we go through in about a 4 to 5 day period. Now, I'm going to tell you this. This is very important. Now, there's no science behind cooking. If you're baking, yes, there's a science. But however you measure your rice, your dry ingredient for your rice, use that same measuring device to measure your liquid, okay? It's just, trust me, that's just how you're going to want to do it. All right. So 2 cups. What we're going to use, this is just regular long grain white rice, nothing fancy. Confirm, 2 cups. The most important part you have to do, some of you may already know this, what am I going to do? I'm going to rinse this rice, because if you don't, you're going to be hosed. Okay, so rice is rinsed, 2 cups of water, easy peasy. Now again, to keep from the food being boring, we're gonna also season our rice. Be right back. I'm just gonna use a little salt and pepper and some vegetable seasoning. I use it pretty often. Again, we're just gonna kick up the rice a little bit, just keep it from being just boring white rice, right? You don't have to season it, I prefer to. And of course, anybody following the heart healthy, low sodium diet, you can omit the salt. And this is actually salt-free vegetable seasoning, so you could just use the seasoning and you're good to go. Okay, again, if you're familiar with Instapot, lid on. This is what we'll always struggle with, right? Be sure your vent is closed, obviously, right? And we're gonna set our timer, manual, go to 3 minutes or 4, however you feel like, just hit start. So once again, we're set for 4 minutes here. When this is done, we're gonna let it just do its thing for another 15 more minutes, just kind of steam in there a little bit. Then we're gonna release it and we're gonna have perfectly good cooked white rice. All right, next. All right, so we're gonna cook our chicken tenders now. I went ahead and opened them up already. I threw them in the same bowl that I use for the sweet potatoes. Why not? It's just a vegetable. So we're gonna just reuse this bowl just for simplicity reasons. You'll notice as you begin cooking more often, you can reuse some of your same dishes. Again, what in here was a vegetable. Now we're gonna put in here a raw protein. So again, there's no risk of cross-contamination. Again, just keep food safety in mind. If you have questions about food safety, comment down below. I'll get back with you. You know, in my previous life, I spent a lot of years in the restaurant industry in the back of the house as a chef. I can get you going in the right direction. So feel free to ask questions in the comments. I'll get you going in the right direction. So again, chicken tenders. And you can cook these generally any way you like. A little bit of olive oil. Cook them in a saute pan. You can bake them in the oven as well as you're doing your chicken breast. We're gonna cook these. I've got a little like indoor griddle. We're gonna cook them on that. So it's the same thing as a little flat top. It cooks very similar as a little saute pan on your stove top. So very similar. But I've got that already heated up, so we're gonna use that. Tongs, handy. We're gonna mix them up with that. So here is, again, and I'm not affiliated with any kind of products, but I'm a big fan of the Ninja product. So this is just a Ninja indoor griddle. I love to use it. We cook burgers on it in-house, chicken breast, chicken thighs. Today we're going to use it. We're going to cook it use it for the chicken tender. So little pan release. This is already non-stick, but you can't hurt a little bit of Pam. So. And I have it on the highest setting. I recommend if you do cook these on your stove top, just a medium to high setting. You know, you don't want to roast them too quick. You don't want to burn them, but you do want them cooked all the way through. Again, we're dealing with chicken here, so we want them cooked 165, minimal internal temperature of 165 for 15 seconds. Again, I've got a handout that if you come to the talk, which is April 27th? 29th, April 29th, the Bayview Inn. SophiMed Wellness is doing a weight loss talk, the science behind weight loss, losing weight without losing your mind, right?
Yeah.
You know, so we all want to try to get a little healthier without like, man, why can't I lose weight? What's the problem here? I'm counting my calories, I'm exercising, you know, so we got some good speakers ahead of us. I know Jennifer Phillips, Andrea Naylor, and I believe we have Damon Whitmore. He's going to come in and Whitley. I'm sorry, Whitfield. Oh man, I murdered that one. I apologize, Damon. But he's a physical therapist. He's going to come in and I think be a part of our talk too. So good stuff. But anyway, back to this. I'll have a handout at the talk for some of our food safety stuff. Okay, so I just flipped the chicken. It was about 4 minutes. So we're getting about 4 minutes per side. So I just flipped them and then we're gonna close the lid here because that's how this thing works. Again, this would be the same effect if you're using it on your saute pan on your stove. So, about 4 minutes each side on a medium to high heat. Again, just to be sure you're cooking them done. And if you're ever unsure, take one when it's close to being done, split it in half and be sure there's no pink in the middle. Easiest way. So there you go. Okay. All right, everybody. This time, all the food is ready. Now, I didn't film, me pulling everything out of the oven, pulling the chicken tenders off the little griddle over there, the rice being done. I kind of gave instructions for all that stuff as I was cooking. And again, there's a handout at the talk that we're doing at Bayview next week on Wednesday, 27th? 29th. I got it wrong again. April 29th, 6:30 to 8:30, the Bayview Inn. SophiMed Wellness is doing a weight loss talk. Lose weight without losing your mind, the science behind it. I'll have a handout for there too, and there's some more descriptions in the video once I post this on YouTube. And feel free to murder me in the comments. I'll get back with you and answer all your questions. It's all good. So anyway, again, rice is done, chicken tenders, our chicken breast is done, sweet potatoes, and our vegetables that I had laid out here earlier. Folks, I just microwaved them, easy peasy. They took about 8 minutes. You'll want to drain a little bit of water off of them, but again, we're going to put these in meal prep containers to make your life easier for the week, for your lunches, for your dinners. If you're busy, you don't want to have to plan for things. We're all busy people here. We get it. This is why we do this. It just simplifies our evenings or afternoons. So if your vegetables aren't completely done when you pull them out of the microwave, you're going to be reheating your lunch or dinner anyway. So they're going to be fine. So don't worry about that. Now, again, everything's cooked. Any more questions about the preparation of this, shoot me some comments. We'll take care of you. So total time, really, realistically, other than me talking a little bit here and there, this really has only taken about an hour. Now, granted, I've got experience doing this. I kind of prepared myself a little bit prior to shooting. But again, really, guys, you can do a couple of these things at a time. You don't have to do all this together. About an hour, every few days for you, you can prepare enough stuff to get you going for a few days. This stuff's pretty simple. You can mix and match your meals, which is what we're about to do here. So one meal that Jennifer and I like to do quite often is with our tenders here. We take a few tenders here. Now, two sizes here we're going to talk about. We have Jennifer size. We have Kevin size. Use whatever containers you like. I just bought a bunch of these a while back. These are pretty standard. You can buy them at GFS, Walmart, Amazon, wherever you go shopping for your local goods. You can find these containers, any type, anywhere. They're prevalent all around. So use what you like. Use what you're comfortable with. Lots of different styles. There you go. So again, for me, I usually go about 4 tenders. Jennifer, I usually go about 3. I try to find a couple of the smaller ones. And this one here, I like to do our barbecue chicken and sweet potato meal. It's pretty common for us. And if you're on a particular nutrition plan, you're counting your macros and micros, weigh it out. By all means, go for it. But today, we're just going to show you what we're doing here. Real simple. Chicken sweet potatoes times 2. One for Jennifer, one for me. And obviously, I would make multiple of these. We have more chicken left. So barbecue sauce. Now, I want to talk about this real quick before I get going further. When you're starting your nutrition plan or wanting to count your calories, lose a few pounds, there's a lot of low-calorie, sugar-free sauces out there. Use these to your advantage. This will really elevate anything you're working with, whether it's going to be your chicken and your sweet potatoes or your little stir-fry prep that we're going to do next. Sweet Baby Ray's makes one. We've got a G. Hughes makes a good one. Tons of stuff out there on the shelf. And again, your Walmart will carry your Meijer not Meijer Hardware. Your Meijer supermarket will carry it. Target, wherever you shop for your local goods, You know, these things are everywhere. Olson's, you know, DW Fresh Market, they all have these. Lots of different brands are making these low calorie, sugar free sauces. 15 calories per 2 tablespoons. So good bang for your buck. And I just go a little bit of barbecue sauce right here, just like that. Now, if you want to add some veggies, you can. A lot of times we'll add broccoli to this one just to get our fiber in. Broccoli goes really well with this dish, but add whatever vegetable you want, or don't add a vegetable. For this particular one, we're not going to add a vegetable, but for our next one, we will. Okay, so I got some chicken breast cut up. So our next meal that we do quite often is just really a play on just a nice vegetable stir fry. Super easy to do with our cooked rice, vegetables, and our chicken here. So Jennifer version, you know, pull your rice out. You know, we go about a half cup of rice here. For me, I go about a cup of rice. Again, use whatever servings you like. I mean, these are just what we use a lot of times. You know, I'm not saying that you need to have half a cup of rice for a woman and a cup of rice for the man is the suggested. That's not what I'm saying, folks. So don't quote me on this. Don't roast me in the comments. You know, if you're on a new particular plan, you know, follow what your dietitian is telling you, your personal trainer is telling you, or whatever calorie content macros you're trying to meet for your nutritional goals. So, you know, keep that in mind. As far as that, this might be covered in the talk, but I'll mention it real quick. Tons of, or there's several food tracking apps out there for you to use to really track your foods and make it very easy out there nowadays. So if you're watching your calories, watching your protein, what's your protein, your carbs, your fiber, lots of trackable apps out there for you to use. So you use those to your advantage. Lots of them out there. So your rice, scoop a little bit of veggies in there. Gotta have our vegetables. It's good for our fiber. If you look at the on our YouTube channel, we've got there's a colon cancer awareness talk on there. They talk a lot about gut health and fiber and probiotics. So be sure you folks are eating your vegetables. So we got our vegetables in there. And again, for today's video, I'm not going to weigh our chicken up. Usually I do weigh our chicken often, but throw a few pieces of chicken in there. I usually eat about a whole breast. Jennifer, usually about 2/3. So nice and easy. Again, low calorie, no sugar sauce. You know, for example here, 5 calories per serving. Serving is 1 tablespoon. So, you know, I'm not saying go crazy with it, you know, and there's also no sugar in here. So, you know, you can be a little more freely, I guess, with this sauce here. So I just got a little drizzle right on top. And there you have it, you know. Throw some lids on these. And you've got an easy meal that you can take with you. Now we've got more chicken left, more rice cooked, more vegetables. So again, you can make a few of these and you're pretty much set up for the next few days. You've got lunches, you've got dinners. If you're busy, you're on the go. You can make these ahead of time. You can, again, weigh them out to your dietary needs, your fitness goals, whatever you're doing in your life, man. The point is, folks, I want to tell you, just make it simple on yourselves. Don't overthink this. We're just doing some food cooking, just making the stuff ahead of time to make your lives easier. We're all busy, whether it's work, it's kids, it's juggling 2 jobs, or maybe you work EMS and you're a firefighter. You're a nurse, you're a doctor. You know, you're working 2 jobs to support your family. I know it's tough out there, right? So just have fun with it, relax, keep food safety in mind, and get your kids involved, get your husband, get your wife involved. You know, play some Tom Petty in the background and just have fun with it. You know. This really only took us about an hour. You know, I know I've been talking a little bit right now. A lot of time is, I mean, gosh, we're only about, in real life, it's about an hour and 15 minutes of our life that it took me to do this. With Jennifer's help, don't get me wrong. You know, she was a big help in this because this is for SophiMed Wellness. We're doing this for, we'll do more videos.
Now we have 4 meals.
Yeah.
Not more.
Right, we have 4 meals. We'll have more out. We'll have more out of this, and we'll talk about making sandwiches and salads later. We'll do shorts. We got a lot of stuff to come. Really, this is the 3rd video that we've done that we're doing for our YouTube channel. So please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your coworkers. Get the word out there. We really want to support SophiMed Wellness, and we want to do good things for the community. So check us out, like us, and subscribe. Y'all have a good night. Take care. See ya.